how you take care of yourself and how you present yourself are a direct reflection of how you feel about yourself on the inside. Because when you look good, you feel better and you present yourself as such. Now, this is the fourth and final video of the Becoming an It Girl series. So if you haven't seen the other three, I will somehow put here. I encourage you to watch. I made this one that focuses on the physical and the aesthetics as last because there are so many steps when becoming an it girl, becoming a main character, or the best version of yourself. And I think the physical component is the least important of all. There is this podcaster that I love to listen to. Her name is Stephanie Madera, and she has a podcast called Baddie Bee Mindset that I'll also put here. And she often says, like, you can't just put like glitter on shit, you know? And in the sense that, like, you know, you can dress yourself up. If you want, you can buy a whole new wardrobe, get your makeup done, whatever the heck it is, get a new hairstyle. But if internally you are still sabotaging yourself, you are still suffering from negative beliefs or limiting beliefs in general, you're jealous, whatever it is, the physical aesthetics are going to do nothing for you. You are literally going to be feeling like shit that is dressed up. And not to say that any of us are shit, you know, we're all working on ourselves, trying to be our best, but there are steps we're skipping, I think, if we just jump towards the aesthetics. So if you haven't watched those other videos, I highly recommend to take a look. Anyways, hi, my name is Chelsea. Welcome to my channel. On here, we love to discuss all things self-help, self-improvement, and becoming the best versions of ourselves, just so we can live happy, beautiful, fruitful lives. So if that is your vibe, subscribe, maybe leave a comment, let me know that you're here. Okay, the first part in the physical aesthetics to becoming an it girl and a main character is to develop your signature style. And I feel like we hear this all of the time, like, figure out what your aesthetic is, figure out what your look is, but I know it can be so difficult because we are often bombarded by different trends every season. Social media is pumping different aesthetics towards us. Things come into style, things go out of style. So what I would like for all of us to do is to actually think about what our desired aesthetic is. Without Pinterest, without the internet, think about what makes me feel like my best self, what clothing items make me feel my most confident. Is that you wearing a dress? Is that you in jeans? Is that you in athleisure? Whatever it is, figure out what your desired aesthetic is. I know for me, growing up, I often would like look to Bratz because I thought their aesthetic and I thought their style was so cool. I always wanted to like have a crop top. It was like a main thing that I wanted to do when I grew up. I was like, I just want to show my belly. And now I know that's part of my aesthetic. I think it's part of my look and my wardrobe. But I just encourage you to like think about what makes you feel good. Are there other style icons or other eras that you can look to give you inspiration? For me, aside from Bratz, I love to look at like Sabrina Carpenter. I know she's a little bit of a different aesthetic, but I think her look is so cute. I love how she'll have sometimes that like monochromatic look or a cute skirt and a cute dress with some stockings and heels. Phenomenal, so chic. Or a specific era and aesthetic. For me, it's that like early 2000s vibe. I love the denim, I love the gold, I love the like low-rise look of the jeans. And not because like Y2K was in for a while, but just because I think I've always liked that, and I am a bit biased because I was growing up in the early 2000s, but I love that aesthetic, and that for me represents how I want to show up in the world. Also ask yourself, like, how do I actually want to feel in these clothes? Do I want to feel powerful? Do I want to feel confident? Do I want to feel sexy? You know, whatever it is, think about what clothing items allow you to feel like that and step into that character. I know for me, I feel my most confident and like my best self and like a main character when I am in heels or a boot, when I have some form of fur on me, when I have a cute purse that matches my outfit. Like, those things make me feel good. Also, I forgot to mention, if you guys are hearing some extra noises in the background and humming, I'm sorry. I'm in my car and I live in Canada and it is freezing right now. And I tried to record this video and my laptop was malfunctioning because of how cold it is outside, so I have to keep the car on. Anyways, I digress. The next important part about becoming an it girl for the physical aesthetics is developing a self-care ritual. So for me, that is my shower routine. Figure out what makes you feel like your best self. I know for me, I love to have like soft, smooth skin all the time, every single moment of the time. And for me, that's developing a beautiful shower routine that feels like a ritual. So I like to do up my showers whenever I go in there. Not only am I creating an atmosphere or a space that feels really good, where I have my diffuser on, or I just use like a lavender oil or eucalyptus oil, or I have a candle and very dim lighting, whatever it is. I like to set myself up as though I am in a spa. And then on top of that, I will like scrub all the time and use different products. For me, I also bring like coconut oil into the shower, so that after I've showered and I've used my scrub, before I get out, while my skin is still wet, I put on coconut oil and it allows me to feel so smooth and so soft. So I just encourage you to think about what parts of yourself you like to upkeep and create a beautiful ritual around that. We don't always have to wait for a special occasion or for like us going to the spa or whatever it is, or going to a professional to feel like our best selves. If you won't take care of your body, why should other people do it for you? So just, yeah, think about what rituals and routines you can start to implement for yourself that will allow you to feel confident. Maybe that's your hair care routine. Maybe you're oiling your scalp. Maybe you're giving yourself head massages. Maybe you have a very intricate shower and condition and deep conditioning routine for yourself. Whatever that is, find time to give back to yourself. Okay, next key factor is to find your bare minimum look, and this ties into the first two that I had mentioned. On those days when you know you're not feeling your greatest and you don't care to glam it up, whatever that means for you, figure out like 3 parts of yourself that you want to get done like at all times for you to feel like your confident self. So for me, my 3 are my hair, my eyebrows, and my lips. If my hair is not done, I am not done, and that's like the main one. Like, I could be barefaced. If my hair's done, my hair's done. I feel good about myself. If I have a full face of makeup on, if I am like in the cutest outfit, it doesn't matter if my hair looks a hot mess, I am a hot mess. So I like to do my hair, I like to do my eyebrows, and just like add a bit more pigmentation and make them look really clean. And then lips, like even just like a bit of lip liner for me like makes me feel really good. So I just, yeah, find those like 3 things that make you feel better, like if they are done. And this is like, it doesn't have to be makeup related. Maybe you want your skin to feel and look hydrated. What is it that allows you to feel clean and confident and really good? Okay, the next important part about being an it girl, oh my goodness, guys, find your signature scent. When I think of people that give main character energy, like Rihanna, for example, I'm like, I know they smell good. And people always talk about how Rihanna smells so good. Think about what you want to smell like, and almost look at this as like you're designing your avatar. Not only are there aesthetics in the outfit, you know, really important, I think, but think like, what do they smell like? I know for me, I am like very particular on my scents, and I like to like bathe in it from head to toe. I love vanilla, I love sweet, I love gourmand, I love those kinds of scents. So my shower gel, my scrub, all of my soaps smell warm and sweet and vanilla-ish. My lotion, when I come out of the shower, smells warm and sweet like vanilla. I also make sure that like everything that I have smells in that family, so that I just am associated with a specific scent. So my hair, for example, I would use Super Milk or the like sticky dates spray in my hair, just like 2 to 3 spritzes, and people are asking me what perfume I'm wearing. Guys, that to like the smell of my lip gloss, to the smell of like my cuticle oil and my hand lotion, everything is in the same family. So find your scents and figure out how you can layer them, from like perfume oils to lotions to whatever it is. I feel like I battled with the aesthetic part of my look for a really long time, because I feel like we are often conditioned to believe that there is this dichotomy of you either care about your looks or you care about who you are as a person and your intelligence and people around you. And I was like, well, I don't want to be the girl that only cares about her looks and her aesthetic and doesn't give a shit about everything or anyone else, and is like dumb. And you can see this even in how a lot of people were portrayed in movies and shows. For example, Elle Woods in Legally Blonde, for example, she cared about her looks all the time. She was always done up head to toe, and even though she was very intelligent, she was like portrayed like, you know, a little bit as like a ditz, just kind of like, you know, a bit like a ditz. So I think it's so important for us to separate ourselves from that. Even if you think Cher and Dion in Clueless also very much so cared about their looks, but like didn't really care about school or whatever, or people around them or whatever it was. And I was like, you know what? For such a long time, I focused on the internal parts of myself. I focused on my intelligence and learning and becoming the best version of myself. And I was like, wait, you know what? I do care about what I look like. And I am not afraid to admit it. And I think it's fine, because 2 things can be true at the same time. I can care about my looks and also be a good person and also care about other people, and not only think that looks are the most important part to a person, because they're not. They are the least important part of any of us. But I do I do think I'm doing myself a disservice. I think we're all doing a disservice if we don't acknowledge how putting ourselves together in the way that we see fit can impact how we feel as people and how we show up. So yeah, as we are becoming our best versions of ourselves and doing all of that internal work, don't forget about the physical as well, and think about what your dream self, your ideal self would look like. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a beautiful day. If you have any other thoughts on like the physical aesthetics part of it, let me know in the comments. I would love to chat to you guys. And yeah, let me know if you want me to do any other series. I love to lap. Whoa, sorry, got excited. I love to yap. It's like a little challenge to be able to do a series. Anyways, thank you guys. Have a beautiful day. Mwah.